By the way, guys, if you've not checked out Buckets to Bucks yet, we just added a new feature. This is really, really cool for people that want to optimize
What
and
is up,
do stuff a
YouTube?
little bit quicker and more
What
efficient on
is
the
going
schedule channel.
on?
So MLB scheduling, by the way,
Did it again. Give me a
right
second
now, you can come in and just like the NBA, we have this little
here.
matchup matrix, but the MLB.
Still don't know why my thumbnail doesn't connect. There we go. Alright, going live on WAP.com right now. What is up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well today on this Saturday, March 28th of 2026. I'm back. You're back. We're back with another TSD Top Sports Debate live stream. Also live over on my YouTube channel at Bet at Your Own Risk. That is at Bet at Your Own Risk. We're going to go over some NBA reads today in hopes that we can find some winners. If you did indeed take the community parlay last night and you round robined it and single bet the parlay, you cashed. It went 2-1. TJ McConnell only played. What's going on, D-Mac? Hope you're doing well today. TJ McConnell only played 13 minutes. So, yeah, what can you do? We had him for his points and assists. And he finished with, I think it was like 5 or 6 or something. Maybe 5. So it just didn't work out. So it is what it is. But Austin Reeves got his 31 PRA, and Alexander Walker for the Hawks got his points. So we had him for 18. He finished with 21 or 22 or something like that. So he's actually in another spot tonight to potentially, I think Atlanta plays again today, right? Potentially to, they play against Sacramento, but potentially to score. So we'll see what we can do here. I posted my only main pick for today is Detroit covering the first half spread. Really couldn't find anything else as far as a prop team prop is concerned for these 6 games, but we'll still hope for the best for today. MLB still super early, too early to really gauge on looks and stuff like that. I did post a few parlays in the MLB tabs for the Discord and the WAP. So just hoping for the best. And I took all 6 hits, runs, and RBIs parlays, the 2 separate slips, and put them on one and just put everybody down for 2. Had a couple on there for 3 because I really liked them for 3, but drop them down to 2. Let's hope for the best. And I also have one NBA parlay that I pushed out that I really, really like. So, but let's dive into it. I actually like also my main EV pick is for Jalen Green to pass the ball tonight. 4 assists, got it at a plus 140. Plus 144 if I remember correctly. So yeah, for him to get 3.5 assists, we'll see what happens. But let's dive into it. I actually like, speaking of assists, I actually like a Gillespie here. Again, I'm using Prop Finder because as you see here, for his we're talking about his passing, but we're just talking about him scoring. It's 12.5 for him to get 13 tonight. He's averaging 16. He's averaging 14 against the Jazz. But it was before I streamed, maybe like several minutes ago. I was, let me look at his assist. He's 60% on a lot of his props. But I said, let me look at his assists. He's actually in a spot to get higher than 4 assists today or tonight. Now he's averaging 4, just shy of 5 in the last 10, 5 in the last 5, but he had back-to-back games where he went under. But let's look at him on a Saturday. This is what he's doing on a Saturday. On the season, he's averaging 4, right, on a Saturday. But, actually, excuse me, it's 4 on the season. Here we go. But in the last 5, he's actually averaging just shy of 6, 5.4 assists. Look at this. And anytime he gets the assist, he's getting 6 or higher. Most of the time, he's hitting 6, though. So he's getting 2 extra, right? It's 4. It's a minus 164, so super juice. So, of course, you would bump him up to 5. It's a plus 130 on DraftKings if it still is this line. They're allowing 10 assists on the season to the position, but in the last 5, they're actually allowing 12 to the position. Look at this. Murray, Sheed, Cooper, Cameron Payne, Rollins, DiVincenzo, Hayes, Vitt again, Alvarado, Brunson. As you see, there is a trend. A lot of the point guards are getting higher than the 5. Most of them are getting 6 or higher. So he's already automatically doing this automatically on the season. Again, averaging 4 on Saturdays. Last 5, he's averaging 5. But then in the spot, Saturdays at home, he had back-to-back Saturdays getting 6. So he's averaging 4 on a Saturday at home, but back-to-back. So I really like his passing. So I'm automatically going to take him for the 4, and I'm probably going to bump him up to 5, right? But I automatically like his passing. Just glancing at his stuff. There was somebody else. Oh, it wasn't here. So this is another look when it's pertaining to defensive matchups. Usually we're focused on the hit matrix, and then we just go from there, right? What I've been doing on Prop Finder as far as the streams. But defensive matchup still is helpful too. So another player that I was looking at was the shooting guard, and that was Clifford here to potentially score some points. I mean, I apologize, not Clifford. Apologize. Cody Williams, same game, right? They're giving him 14. He's averaging 19. Here's why he's averaging 19, because in the last 5 games he's averaging 19, 18.6. 3 of the last 5 he's gotten 20 plus points. On the season they're allowing 26 to the position, but on the season here it bumped up in the last 5, just shy of allowing 31 points to the position. So again, I still would have to break down the day because I love Prop Finder so much. He's actually down on Saturdays, but in the month of March he's 1-1 to getting 14. He was just a free throw off here on the 7th against Milwaukee, but he had 15 here on the 21st against Philly. So if you even bumped him up to 15, it's a plus 125. But 14 is a minus 105 on bet MGM. But more than likely him on the road, yeah, he's under on the road on a Saturday. So you can still consider potentially taking him under. He's averaging 7 assists on a Saturday on the season. Keep forgetting that they add even when it's the last 10, they even add last season. But when we're talking about this year, he's still under. But again, like I said, just in general, he's actually been balling more recently. So you can even just in general take this at face value to say, you know what, let me take him for anywhere between 14 to 20 points. If you feel like he can get 20 tonight, take him for the 20. It's a plus 425 on BetMGM. So I do like him for points. So I'm just going to go ahead and queue him up for the 14 at least, because I'm potentially thinking about looking his way tonight. So there's that. Is there anybody else up? Yeah, let me look at Nick. Let's see it again. So he's averaging 20, 21 in the last 5. His line is 19. They are giving up 28 on the season. But again, that's on the season. He, for the most part, is hitting a bit higher than 20. When he gets it, it's usually in and around 21 and a little bit higher. So if you feel like you can get 21, take him for the 21. It's a minus 105 for him to get 20 on DraftKings. But again, on the season, they're allowing 27 to the position, but in the last 5, 37.8. So we got to break down for the day. His average is still 19.6. And this is just in general on the year. Just shy of 20, 19.4. And then 19 in the last 5 Saturdays, 3 and 2. And again, as you see here, when he's hitting the mark, he's hitting 20 or a little bit higher when he gets it. But of course, we got to look at him at home on a Saturday. He's averaging 18. Last 5, averaging 18, just shy of 19. Twice out of the last 5, he got the mark. So head to head, he's 0-5 though. He's under. This is his first matchup. Second matchup on the year. He's 0-1 against Sacramento when he scored only just 14 here on the 12th of November. So again, this was months ago, because Walker has decided to actually ball compared to earlier in the year. So he's really been stepping up for Atlanta, and kind of feel like he'll do it again tonight. He's at home, more comfortability, really knowing the court there and everything, his spots and their favorite spots to shoot and hit shots. So I feel like he can go out there and get the job done. And of course, you look at the actual names to see starters, maybe a couple of bench players like Kobe White. He's on one of my slips for his PRA to get 21 tonight, 22, something like that. He had 27 here, Desmond 23, Seraph 22. I think Seraph had, because remember in yesterday's stream, I was talking about possibly potentially taking players for 10 points. He potentially would have been a look. So he had 10 last night. Grimes had 27. Let's see. Miller had 20. Again, you're looking for 20 or higher. Naismith and Colin, 29 to 28. Murphy, 21 on the no, or 21, excuse me. So just in a month, a lot of the players that are ball dominant are getting the job done. So it's really is a good look. So I would consider taking him. Let me see. Yeah, his points is looking much better. So I'm going to go in and queue him up. I do have Duncan Robinson for 3s tonight for 3 at a push. Oh, crap, I didn't know he was questionable. Maybe he was questionable. Or maybe just became questionable. I don't remember seeing him questionable. Dang it. Darn it. Ain't that some cheese? Well, luckily enough, I did take his 3s on a single bet. But again, I did parlay him with Kobe White and somebody else. So I think it was Trey Jones. I did not know he was Q tag though. It's all good. Let's see. Well, let's go small forward. See, Okoro went off, wasn't it? Yeah, he had 20 points last game. We don't think he will get 20 again tonight, even though he's playing against my Grizzlies. My Grizzlies are allowing 21 to the position. You just need for him to get 11. Let's see. If he were to go out there and get 20 again, look at that. You just throw $10 down again. That's an easy 106, 116 in your pocket, depending on the sportsbook that you place it on. Again, I didn't personally see him getting 20 points last game against my Oklahoma City Thunder, but my Thunder do give up points against the position, so he was in the perfect spot. I feel like he can at least get 11. Maybe he hits in and around 15. But they're on the road against my Grizzlies. Let's see. Back-to-back road games, 13 or higher. Let's look at him on a Saturday. Okay, he loves playing on a Saturday. This is just on the year. He's averaging 12 points on the season on the Saturday. 5 straight Saturdays. But usually he's hitting, around 12 or higher for the most part. So maybe you bump him up to 12. It's a plus 130. He's 5-0. He's averaging 15 in the last 5. But again, me looking at this, I'm like, well, maybe he doesn't get 15 because again, 15 is a plus 319 on FanDuel. Maybe he'll at least get in and around 12 or 13, maybe 14, but he doesn't get 15. But if you feel like, if you would ladder him up to the 15. But I still, like I said, I really don't see him getting 20 tonight, but you just never know. Because again, it is the NBA. You really, really don't know who's going to go out here and get buckets and who's not. They've allowed 3 straight to get, well, technically 4 straight to get the 11. Apologies. 6 straight to get 11 points against them. They shut Knuppel down here. But I think this is when, because they were saying like Knuppel was having like some back issues and stuff, but he actually balled out last game. In one of the Discords that I saw, one of the cappers had Brandon Miller, Kel'el Ware, and somebody else for something specific, but it was at like great value, like stuff that I would take like plus 200s or higher. And they had Brandon Miller down for, I think it was for points, for like 25. He didn't get the 25. Knuppel finished with 26. So I was considering like tailing it, but I was like, honestly, my gut was like, I don't know about Brandon Miller getting 25. But I, sort of was like, maybe I could see Wendell Carter Jr. getting these 10 rebounds and then the other player doing the thing. And they both did their job, Carter and the other player. But like I was like, I don't know, maybe. But I wasn't thinking Knuppel for 25 points. So if he would have had 20, if that person would have had 25 for Knuppel on there instead, I would have been like, well, maybe I'd do that, but drop Knuppel down. So let's see. Okay. I'm actually liking the spot for Okoro for his points. But like I said, I would take him for the plus value. So, let's take him for a push for 12 points. Little bit dog, I'm gonna let you come on. Let's see. So Okoro, we have Okoro. Again, this is all my other stuff for baseball stuff. So, but we have Gillespie for his passing, Williams for his points, Walker for his points, and Okoro for his points. I really do like everything as far as the 4 that I looked at. I'm probably going to take these as straight bets more than likely. Whoops, let me do that. Let's use Q-Tag. Now there were like what 3 or 4 players that I mentioned about. Maybe it was 3 or 2 or something like that. I mentioned about fading last night. They actually went out there, and I think one of them, who was a CJ, went over. Was thinking about him for under. I forgot to take him on a straight bet for the under, but I'm glad I didn't because he went over. I think Ace Bailey went under his PRA. Let me double check because I was thinking about him for the under as well, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that real quick. Let's see. So Bailey, yeah, I think Bailey's was like 20 plus, and he finished with 19, so he went under. So that would have been a winner if you would have put that in. See Kelly, I thought he had, this is his first game back, so I probably wouldn't take him on his first game back. And B's supposed to be playing tonight, I think. Let me double check that here. You can't see this on WAP.com, but you can on YouTube. I'm on Outlier real quick. So so Maxi's questionable, potential to come back today. Kind of feel like he probably potentially would play because it's Charlotte. It's a good matchup as far as the thing here is concerned. So Kelly Oubre is questionable. So they have his stuff available to choose. So I'm not even going to look his way. So it's literally just that. So Paul George is supposed to play, and B's supposed to play, VJ, the rookie's supposed to play. So we're not even going to look their way. Like I said, I usually don't, like 99% of the time, I really don't take players that are questionable. I accidentally took, not purposely, I accidentally took Duncan Robinson for his prop because I didn't know that he was questionable. If he was questionable, I wouldn't have looked his way at all. So hopefully he plays. We'll see. I think I did look Precious Achua's way because he did not have a. Let me see. Yeah, he was one rebound off from getting a double last game against Orlando. So they're playing against Atlanta tonight because I was looking at his data at like 4:30 this morning, trying to gauge if I want to look his way against Atlanta on the road here at ATL. I'm just not sure if that's what I want to potentially do, if I want to potentially take him for even maybe potentially take him for a double-double, because remember, he has been cashing for me on a couple of double-double slips this year over the course of the last few weeks. Atlanta specifically, he's 0-5 against them on a double-double side of things, 0-1 on the year, but they allowed 10 points on the season to the position, but 9 in the last 5. But you got to actually look to see who, let me fix this real quick. You got to see what bigs they're facing off against as far as the rebounds are concerned. I apologize. I was looking at, actually, I was looking at the right thing. So Tatum had 12. If I remember correctly, he had a double-double that game. They shut Harris down from getting 5 or higher. They shut Gigi Jackson. Because Gigi can sometimes get close to 10, but it's not often. Draymond is not a cat that goes out and grabs like close to 10 boards all like that. Eason had 10 here. I think he had a double-double that game. Bonchera, I think he had a double-double this game. So again, a lot of the names on here bigs-wise are not bigs that actually go out there and grab close to 10 boards at night. Bagley can do so. It just depends on the spot that he's in. PJ sometimey. So just in the month in general, there's only a few names on there like Giannis and stuff like that. Of course, Tatum, that would actually go out there and grab 8, 9, 10 boards. So Precious Achiuwa could potentially still go out there and get a double-double tonight. So if you do decide to take him for a double-double, it is a plus 217 on DraftKings. Maybe find a little bit better, just a little bit higher, maybe on Fanatics or something like that. But let's look at his points and rebounds, which is his, looks like his, so it's that one, points and, so his points and rebounds, looking like, yeah, points and rebounds looks like the better spot for him to get 22. Minus 105. They're allowing 36 to the position in the last 5. You need 22. Tatum at 38. Tobias 25. Gigi Jackson 29. Again, a lot of the players that are out there doing the job are getting it. KD got it. Eason was 1 off. Or 2 off. Bonchero got his. Portis was 2 off. So yeah, it's looking bright. Kuzma went well above his. His was 12, but we're looking for the actual 21. Portis was close. So yeah, potential spot for him to get 22. He's 0-2 on the year, but this was earlier in the year because now he's actually getting time, getting minutes. I think on top of that, okay, this was a blowout, so more than likely he didn't play. So that's the other thing that we got to consider with him playing against Atlanta tonight. Potential blowout spot. So definitely be careful here, because this could happen again. Because again, this is flipped. They're in Atlanta now tonight, so he may not get the 21. But I do still like, excuse me, let me do this correctly. Where's his? Oh, there we go. I do like the PR. So if I do take it, it'll be on a straight bet. Yeah, remember Bailey went under. Yeah, 15. Excuse me, apologies. he had 23. You needed 25, 26, or whatever the number, the spot was. So he went under. So I don't think you would want to look his way. He hasn't. Let me see. Okay, he has. So yeah, he had here. We went 3 straight under in the last 20. Did it one time. They are allowing 33 to the position in the last 5. Hold on, is he? Okay. Scotty had a double-double last game. I think he had 10 assists, if I remember correctly. He did, because somebody took him and cashed. It was online. I was like, damn. I wasn't thinking. I've been thinking about him for passing last game. I don't know. Like Ace Bailey's in a spot to potentially go out here and get 26, but I don't know if he would actually go out here and get this done on the road. He's under most of the time on a Saturday. Under just in general, 1 and 3. Okay. I forgot to look at something for the home here. What is he doing on a Saturday? So okay. So he's usually under. So again, talking about a potential blowout, he could potentially still go under because he usually goes under on a Saturday. On the season, 1 and 3. He's only averaging 21. You need 21 on the nose. So that's the only reason why it's 20. He's averaging 21 is because he had 38 here against the Clippers on the 14th. So do this information what you will. Is either he's going to probably potentially barely get the 21, probably potentially still go a bit higher than the 21, or he just may once again go under because of a potential blowout tonight. We'll see. Royce O'Neal. Okay, they're allowing, if you decide to take him for his points, it's 10 points. They're allowing almost 23 to the position. Let me see. No, then we won't look at, okay. He actually likes passing against Utah. Just wanted to get 3. And what was the other one that was looking good? Points and assists. Oh, no. Everything looks good, actually. Especially head-to-head. He actually likes playing against Utah. He is 2-0 against them on the year. Usually pushing higher, 20 or higher. 37 here, 20 here. They're allowing to the position as far as the PRA is concerned. 40 in the last 5. So he had 25 last game against Denver. What is he doing on a Saturday? He actually loves playing on a Saturday. Most of the time when he's getting higher than the 17. He's usually getting 20 or higher. So there's a potential for him to get, again, 20 or higher. 20 is plus 161. So on the season, he's averaging 19, just shy of 20. But again, like I said, 4 out of those 6 that he got, the 17, was hitting 20 or higher. And then we look at him at home, averaging 17, though, 16 point. But that was last year. But in general, Saturdays at home this year, 3-0, averaging 22.3. So in 2 of those games, he had 20 or higher. So if I were you, again, he is 3-0 on the year on a Saturday at home. He is 4-1 against Utah. He is 2-0 against them. I like the look for his PRA. I like it a lot. I'm probably feeling tempted to take him on for the 20. Just off the face value that he's averaging 20 or higher against Utah specifically. And again, specifically because on a Saturday at home, he is hitting the mark, 20 or higher. So I really like that one. More than likely gonna I'm gonna take that one right now. I really like this Royce O'Neal for his PRA. So what is it? So actually it's 18, but either way, still a good look. So this is FanDuel. So actually just found another pick. But like I said, I'm probably gonna ladder him up to 20. Hold on, sorry, I gotta clear my my emails real quick. So Phoenix Suns, Utah, combo. Straight bet. And that's the thing. The wilder part is well, it's not wild, but they have him at a plus 100 for him to get the 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists on FanDuel. So I'll take it at the plus 100. Like I said, I'm gonna more than likely ladder him up to 20, because again, he's literally in a potential spot to even go above 20, maybe finish with 21, 22, 23, something like that. Just on the face value, what he's doing on Saturdays and what he's doing against Utah. So I really like that. Let me see. Now Paul George came back. Castle's already talking about your boy getting tested again. He had 28 points last game. He had 38 PRA. So your boy went out there and actually balled. I don't personally think that he'll do it again, but against the NBA, you just never know, right? And in the end, on top of that, it's against the Hornets. So the Hornets may or may not allow him to do what he did the last game. They're allowing 25 to the position, but it looks like they're kind of guarding the position a little bit better. Yeah, you need him to get 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of the last several bigs that they face off against got it. So a lot of the other ones are going under the 16. What is he doing on this Saturday? Still under. He's in and around the number, though. But again, this is last year's information, though. So he's only 2 on the year going under. On the road, still going under. So he's 0-1 on the season, hitting 15. So, yeah. So maybe he will swap to the under. If you decide to take it, I would say maybe potentially take him under. Because, like I said, a lot of the other bigs that they're facing off against, not all of them got. Like, they're close to the mark, but not, not hitting it, right? Most of them are getting 14 or less. But if like 5 of them got the actual 16 that you would be looking for if you decide to take them for the over. So do with this information what you will. Matas. Line is 20 points. He's averaging 22 in the last 5, in the last 10, 18 in the last 5, but he's averaging only 14 against the Grizzlies in the head-to-head. Okay, he had 29 here. He balled out. So he's technically 1-0 on the year. Even 5-5. Again, we're talking about his points, though. Is there anything else standing out? RA looks better. On the year, he's averaging 9. You need 9. Just on the season itself. He's averaging 11 in the last 5, 4 straight. Anytime he gets it, it's pretty much higher. It's above 9, so it's like, I want to say 10-ish. So if you took him for 10, it's a plus 165. Head to head though, he's on one against Memphis here. So hold on. Let me see. That's a Saturday. I apologize. Let's actually look at this. So he had 8 here. So he's one off against Memphis on the 16th. But now he's on the road against Memphis. The question becomes, can he get 9 or a little higher tonight? They're allowing 14 on the season, 15, almost 16 in the last 5. 2011. Cameron had 9. Tatum had 9. Miller, Bagley. Okay. For the most part, most of the bigs are either getting 9 or just a little bit below the 9. So definitely, he definitely has the potential to get the 9 at least. What is it again? Plus 103. I might just take that. I'm just wondering if I want to bump him up to 10. Kind of curious about that one. Maybe. But let's see. What is he doing on the road? 9 in the last 10. 9 in the last 5. Almost 10. 3 straight 9 or higher on the road. And then on the road on Saturdays. So he's 2-2 on the season. He's averaging 8. Back to back, basically 10 or higher, right? So he had 12 and 13 here. Curious. In the month, though, let's see. 1, 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 3, 3 and 4, 3 and 5, 3 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 7, 5 and 7. Okay. He did have 3 straight here. So it was the end of February walking into March. Again, this is just in general. So, but he's had 4 straight. Now, if you want to say, well, he may go under because of a potential trend, because anytime he got the mark, he would go down in the last more recent 5 games, right? So, yeah. I'm going to take him for the 9. I'm going to take that chance. Okay. Let's see. So I liked pretty much most. Let me look at you real quick, dude. Your points and rebounds look the best. Your average, you need 22. You're averaging 23 in the last 10, 24 in the last 5. Chicago's allowing 36 in the last 5. I'm upset at myself because I missed. Jalen Williams had positive EV, plus EV. I forgot if it was his passing. It was something. Maybe it was points and rebounds. It was something, and I missed it. So he went out there and got the job done last night. I'm just upset. I just didn't see it when I was scrolling through the list of names on the site that I use. So if I had seen, like I said, if I had seen it, I would have automatically taken him for that, and it would have been, I technically would have went 1-1 because Hartenstein he had plus EV for his assist at 4, and he finished with 3 last night. But he still went well over the mark on his PRA last night. So, He had like what 16 rebounds and 3 assists, so he had 19 in total. So yeah, and yet Hartenstein, if you've been paying attention to him from my OKC Thunder more recently in the last like what 5-6 games, he has been crushing his rebounds and assist prop in a mighty way. So potential to look his way in the next game. I don't currently know who we play. Let me look at it right now. We play. Where the heck are we? Because we did beat the Bulls. We did not cover the spread. We play against the Knicks tomorrow night at home. So let me see. We're looking for 22, right? So in the month, 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. Maybe potential to get the 20, 22. He's averaging 20, almost 25 in the last 5 Saturdays. But just in general in the season, averaging 18. But again, more recent last 5, he's actually handling business. Let's see what he's doing at home. 3 in the last 5 games he hit 22 or higher. 2 of those games he had higher than the 22. So you bumped him up to 24 higher. He potentially can get it. And then him at home on a Saturday. Now he's down. That's how you look at the actual spot. So he's 1-2 on the year. Oh, he didn't even play. So this doesn't even count. He played garbage time minutes here in the opening season. So it doesn't count. So 1-1. He's still getting 20 though on a Saturday at home. So he was literally a point off, 0.5. So yeah, I would say look his way for the 22, because again, he potentially go higher than that, get 23, 24 type of stuff just in general. It's actually like that too. So cue that up. So I would look Tobias's way, but he's questionable. All right, bigs. Let's see. Didn't Prosper have a... Yeah, he had a big game last game. 31. Sheesh, dude. Look at this. They're allowing 46. Look at that. 46 is my favorite number. 46 in the last 5 to the position. Let's look at this and see. Embiid 35. Yeah, Embiid came back and went off. Sengun, Mobley. What are we looking for here? Just 14 points. Let's really see if we can see anything else. So the only thing that's really standing out for him is his points and assists. Points and assists actually look better than the wish we could bet on his attempts. But his points and assists look the best, 50-50. 60% in the last 5 though. Okay, we actually have some data for the last 5. Okay, PRA is looking better just in general in the last 5. So, but Saturdays he's under. What is he doing at home? He's still getting 22, almost 23, 25, just in general at home. So that we see what he's doing at home on a Saturday under. 0-1 in the month. That was against the Clippers. 13 on a Saturday at home. This is the only spot against Minnesota where he came close. So it's really up to you if you want to consider taking him just in general, just off the value of what he did in the last 5. Because again, per the list, a lot of the bigs are going well above the mark. So you still have potential for him to go out there and get 21 PRA, 19 PR, 16 PA, and then 7 RA. Let's see. So his rebound assists look the best out of all his props. Saturday. Okay. All right. So maybe you look his rebounds and assists, because anytime you only need 7, right? But anytime he's getting 8 or higher. So that's a plus 155. They're allowing 20 to the position. So maybe you take his rebounds and assists more than you take his points and assists. Just a thought. See, we're looking Nick's way, but he's questionable. Actually tracking on good time here. Kind of speeding through. What's going on? What's going on, Goda? What's going on? How you? Hope you're doing well today. Let me look at Filipowski, dog. He went off for 25 last game. They were allowing 38 to the position. Oh, excuse me. Apologies. Keep looking around. I'm so used to looking at PRA because that's where I usually start at before I look at anything else. But he had 38 PRA. I feel like he's going to go back down to in and around this number. But still, they're allowing 38 to the position on the season, 38 just in general in the last 5. So let's look what he's doing on the Saturday. He's more down than up on a Saturday, averaging 18. Let me see what he's doing just specifically on the road. Averaging 26. 28 in the last 5. Again, more recently, bigs have been, you need 24. So Nikola had 57. They shut down, maybe he didn't play that many minutes this game when he came back. I think Jacob came off the bench that game. Gobert had 29. Nas was a few off. But I think he came off the bench. Quetta got shut down. So Porter's actually 0-2 against Phoenix. So not a lot of the bigs on the list are bigs that go out there and do what specifically Filipowski does. So at least a few of the names on the list are actually doing what Filipowski does, and that is get PRAs. So it's a positive look. Let's see what he's doing on a Saturday. So he's only hit 24 3 times. So since he's only hit 23 4 times in the last, I apologize. 2 times on the year, averaging 20. I'm gonna say, because again he's still producing for the most part, maybe you consider taking Filipowski for his let's see, maybe look at this again. See, he's 1, let me see. Okay, so his best prop is actually points and rebounds, because he against them he got at least twice. Now, this was earlier in the year. He's getting much more minutes. Look at this again. Okay, rebounds and assists is better because it's 70%. You need 11 for this spot. It's a plus value. I'm always like, yo, take the plus value, right? They're allowing 20 to the position in the last 5. Okay. Again, we're talking Filipowski, who actually goes out there and grabs rebounds, may even pass the rock. Let's look at his assists. 80% with his passing. In general, actually his passing is the best. In general, he's been passing the ball a bit more. They're allowing 6 to the position in the last 5. So let's look at him on a Saturday. You need 3. He's averaging 3 on the year. Let's look at him on the road. Look at this, 4 in the last 10. Look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8 straight. 5-0, averaging 5. So if you want to ladder him up to maybe potentially twice, take him for 4, take him for 5, both straight bet these. It's looking good on the road. And then him on a Saturday on the year, he's 3-2. And again, anytime he gets it, he's getting even much higher than the mark. You need 3, he's getting 5 or higher. So he's potentially in a spot to potentially, because again, they're allowing 6 in the last 5. Let's see. Again, he specifically is passing the rock. So I like his passing. He had 12 potential here, 7 here, and then he had 6. He had 4 here. So he's 1-0 on the month as well for the year. It's actually like his passing. So let's go on ahead and take that. And I'm probably going to potentially bump him up maybe just 1. Take him for the 4. I'm probably just going to take him at the 4. I'll just take him at the 4 because it's super juiced for 3. Let's do that. I'm logging into FanDuel right now. Just going to go ahead and put this in real quick because again, he has been cashing his passing. Like, it's so wild how Utah has sucked, but they're still producing as a squad for certain players on the team. So we're going to go on ahead and take him for 4 assists. Look at that, 146. 46 is my favorite number. I'll take it because it's no longer 131. It bumped up. So I'm just going to push this. I'm going to push that up. Okay. All right, bet. Is there any other big? Because I know Renaud's on here too. He usually, for the most part, goes out there and gets the job done. Need 27 PRA. They're allowing 33 to the position in the last 5. 3-2, but he had back-to-back unders. Back-to-back road games he went under. What is he doing on the road in the last 10 road games? 26. 5-5 even. What is he doing on a Saturday? Oh, look at that. Even 4-4. But in the last 5 Saturdays in general, averaging 28. For the most part, he's getting higher than the 28. Usually hitting 29 or higher. Let's see. No data. Slight lean just in general for the over 115 to the 118. Again, this is on a Saturday, and then Saturday's on the road. He is 2-3, but back-to-back Saturdays against San Antonio he had 31. Against the Clippers he had 30. So potential. Again, they're allowing 33 to the position. So potential spot for him to once again go back-to-back Saturdays. Well, third straight Saturday on the road to getting 30 plus PRA tonight. So consider taking Maxey for the up. And on top of that, in the last 20, he has not had 3 straight unders. So that's key to note. Anytime he went under on the second day, by the third game, he goes up. He either, as you see, either gets it or he goes a little bit higher. So consider taking him for 27 PRA tonight. I just might take that too. I actually do like it. I'm going to queue it up. Who knows? Embiid potentially will go off again. They're giving him 39 PRA. Now they're shutting the big down. Let's look at this. Let's see. They shut Cat down. They shut Renaud down. Wemby had 52. Clinton got his, but he couldn't get 30. Bam had 40. So if you're really looking at, if you're really gauging the list here, outside of Cat, okay, and then Renaud too, because he's actually a Renaud. Outside of that, so basically 2-2, because 2 of the bigs that are starters actually go out there and produce got shut down from getting 30 plus, while the other 2 went technically well above the mark, right? 28 for Allen. 28 for Allen. But just in general on the month, technically per the bigs, 3 bigs in this month, 1 and 2. So 2 and 2. So yeah. Personally, I feel like Joel will go out here and do it again. He would get 40 plus. What is it for 40? Okay. So just consider maybe potentially taking Joel. He's not, as far as I can tell, he's not he's not questionable or anything. So let me refresh on Outlier. Nope, he's still, they're letting him play tonight. So I wanted to take I really did want to, where the heck is this game? Okay. I wanted to give me a second. I've sort of figured out how to show you all this over on WAP.com. So you all can see this over on WAP. This is Moneyballer. This is what it looks like. Because those of you who are on YouTube, you can see this anytime I do switch screens or switch sections. So this is Moneyballer. This is what I use when I gauge usually my first half tickets. So, or just in general, just spreads and stuff like that. And sometimes team total points. So Philly versus Hornets, potential to be the game of the night, potential, right? So when I'm on Moneyballer, I specifically look at the matchup, specifically when it's pertaining to the spreads and stuff. So the spread is still, as far as I can tell, it's still 6.5. So it's 5.5 now, right? So this is the games that the Hornets played at home against Philly. And if you just gauge based off of the matchup, when it's pertaining to a 5.5 spread, you see here that Philly specifically, because they're underdogs, they have covered against the Hornets for the last 5 matchups at Charlotte. It's just that they did not cover this year on the 26th, where I apologize. This is the only game that they covered against Philly, and this was here on the 26th of January, where they blew them out 130-93. So I would come to team comparison stats. They give you extra data per, like, you know what I mean, all of this extra stuff per the 3-pointers, the scoring, the baller metrics, and the team profile, all of this stuff. This is great info, right? But I usually look just right here. I come right to this spot, and sometimes I will come to the team total point stuff and maybe down here to see if I can gauge any extra stuff. So as you see here, just in general, when it's pertaining to the spread stuff, look at Charlotte. They're 10-5 to covering a 2.5 or higher spread number, up to 7. So obviously you would think, okay, they should cover the 5.5. But me, I would look at first half more, because first half can be just, you know, the quicker side. So when you're looking at the data, again, it's like 50-50 for this game, whether or not you would take Philly or the Hornets to cover first half spread, because one, Philly is 43-29-1 to covering overall, 12-7 as away dogs, underdogs, right? So much more positive than the Hornets, where they're 39-32-2, and then 8-5-1, just in the spot of their first game of a back-to-back, because they're playing again tomorrow night. So, but the thing about it is that both teams are like either down or just barely up when it's pertaining to rest. So Philly, they're 8-11 with more than 1 day of rest to covering the first half spread, while the Hornets are 7-6, just above 500 to covering with 1 day of rest. You know what I mean? Basically under. So that's why I said it's looking a bit harder for me to gauge for the first half spread. Like I said, the only thing that I could see is Charlotte potentially still covering the 5.5, just on the basis of they're 11-4 to covering as home favorites, while Philly are even 9-1 as away underdogs. And on top of that, with the rest value, it's pushing much more in Charlotte's favor to cover, because they're 10-3 with 1 day of rest or less in the last 13 games at home. So if you looking at this data, if you feel like the Hornets could cover the full game spread, I would say take them. On top of that, again, like I said down here, Philly's even when it's pertaining to covering, say, a 5.5, while Charlotte is 10-5. So this is the site that I use. So it's literally a great site. It is a pricey monthly subscription, but it's valuable for me and my own personal bankroll. So this game, I would say, because the spread is low, it's the other thing that I try to tell you all, that I'm switching back to Prop Finder here, that when you look at the spreads, if the spread is low, actually let me switch to switching to Outlier. So if you're looking at the spreads, this is what you actually it's shifted to 6.5 now. It's no longer 5.5. So looking at the spreads of 6.5, this means that the games should be close, and that means that the starter should be on the court much more than normal. When the spreads are higher, it means that it's potential blowout, and that means that the starters may not play in the fourth quarter. So you just have to be careful with what props you're taking when you're gauging to see what specific player props that you want to actually look at, consider taking when the spread is this high at, 15, 16.5 and stuff like that. Because again, this is the NBA. Anything's possible. We really, who knows? Coach might decide finally to be like, you know what? We're going to have Giannis out there in the fourth quarter, even though we're getting blown out by the Spurs by 30. We're just going to keep him out there in the fourth quarter. Still dangerous because Giannis could get injured and he shouldn't even be out there sometimes in that type of a disadvantage, right? But just saying, when you're looking at stuff like this, when you're looking at player props, you want to make sure that you're more leaning towards spreads that are under 10, in and around 6, 5, 4, stuff like that, because this lets you know that starters should be out there. If you're going to gauge and look at player props where spreads are higher, just be very careful, because blowouts do happen, and stars do not play fourth quarters often, and that's what hurts your bankroll a lot of times down the road. So again, just giving you the info so that you can be, you can hopefully have the advantage that you're looking for your own betting journey. But with that, I think we did well. We have a plethora of players, player props. Potential Renaud getting 27 PRA. Filipowski, I took him straight up on a straight bet for 4 assists. GG Jackson getting 22 points and rebounds, excuse me. Buzelis 9 rebounds and assists. I'm just gonna potentially more than likely take him for this straight bet for him to get the 9 rebounds and assists tonight. I did take Royce O'Neal for his 17.5 points and rebounds at plus 100. I might still take Precious Achiuwa for his 22 points and rebounds. And I'm potentially more than likely going to take Okoro on a straight bet for his points, and I might bump him up. He might be the player that I ladder. I'm really considering laddering him up to 15 tonight because, again, he's in the potential spot to get 15. And then Alexander Walker, once again, still in a great spot to score 20 points or higher. Williams, potential great spot to score 14 or higher. And then Gillespie's in a great spot to get basically 5 assists tonight. I can change that, actually. Let me switch that up. Switch it to the 5 because, again, he's 2-0 against them. On a Saturday, just in general, 4-1, averaging 5. They allowed 12 to the position, so I'm gonna take that now. And more than likely, just the few that I've taken, I'll probably just do that, parlay all of that on one slip. Probably just do that. Probably won't even do a community parlay tonight. Probably just do. Let's see, I'm logging into DraftKings so I can take Gillespie for his assist right now. But again, like I said, potential blowout spot here for this Phoenix Jazz game tonight. Again, potential. We just don't know for sure if that's going to happen or not, right? Plus 130. Okay. I took that. It's another one. And the only other one, like I said, I'm going to ladder him up. I'm just going to go on ahead and take that, is Okoro for his points. Take him for 12, the plus value. And I'll probably just ladder him up to, let me see. We go points. Oh, I'm on the wrong game. So Chicago, Memphis, Okoro. So I guess we'll do Scam Duel here. Log in to Scam Duel. Chicago, Memphis. Let's see. Okay. For him to get 11 points, so they're just 1 point off from let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so it's a plus 100 even, so it's actually better value for him to get 11 on FanDuel, even plus 100, versus DraftKings, which was a minus 101. But the best value for the 12 points is over on DraftKings plus 130. So do with all this information what you will. But like I said, per the list, anything and everything that you see, what I'll probably do is screenshot this and post it in the Discord and WAP, and you all can take what you will, you know. I'll do that right now that I'm thinking about it, so I won't forget. Because I'm old, guys. I'm at the stage in my life where I forget things. I get up to go leave my room to go do something in the kitchen or whatever in my house, and I'm like, oh, like what did I come out here for? Like quick thought, and within 10 seconds or less, I'll forget. That's the type of spot that I'm at right now. But I will say that stuff that does help you kind of help gauge your brain is reading books. So read a book. Try your best not to do it from your digital device. Grab an actual paperback or hardcover book. It's better to have the actual book in your hand. Just being honest. Let's see here. Oh, gotta. I don't know if this is a bot or not in our Discord. Give me a second, I'm sharing. Here's my list. Whoops, what the heck? Okay. All right. The list has been shared. It's in the WAP. And sending this to the Discord now. Boom, it's been shared. So let's hope for the best today. And as always, try not to stress. And hopefully baseball is kind to us today. College basketball is kind to those of you who placed the bet. I couldn't find anything for the 2 games today. But just in general, hope that the games are for the kids will be entertaining for tonight. Because I'm honestly really not sure if Iowa was going to win or not against Illinois. Who knows? Or if they're even going to cover. And I'm not sure if Purdue's going to cover against Arizona tonight. We'll see. I'll be asleep, but I'll find that information out probably like 2-3 in the morning when I randomly wake up tomorrow night. So we'll see with that. But definitely good luck to the kids for tonight. And then we have the 2 games tomorrow: Tennessee versus Michigan, and then UConn versus Duke for the winners to push for the the next round. And then like I said, for tonight's game at the NBA for the 6 games, hopefully, or just in general for the 6 games, that it's entertaining and players go out there and ball on a Saturday. So with that, I'm about to be out of here. I'm gonna look at this list here, see if I can find maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 really good looks, and I will parlay that and then share it. because like I said, really don't think we need a community parlay today. Tomorrow, pretty much in and around the same time, early as heck, because there are 2, 4, 6, 8 games tomorrow. Plenty more looks to find some good to great player props, team props, stuff like that for tomorrow. So looking forward to that and whatever I can find for the MLB. Again, MLB is super early in the season. Not much to gauge from the season. Literally. I've seen some people smack on some and cash on some home runs and stuff, but again, at the end of the day, just like my HRR slips, everything is just a guess, and you know what I mean, you're just hoping that the players go out there and produce, because that's what you want at the end of the day. So hopefully the players for the MLB go out there and produce much better, because I think there were like 4 games that were low scoring last night. But that's MLB. So, but with that, I'm out. Y'all stay safe, stay humble, take care of yourselves, your family, friends, and loved ones. Be kind to the world, because kindness is free. And if you can't be kind, which is the easiest thing, one of the easiest things you can do, you may want to reevaluate yourself. Like Michael Jackson said, look at the man in the mirror and consider shifting some things so that you can be a positive light in a very, very dark world. But with that, I'll holler at y'all hopefully tomorrow. Good luck with all your slips. Let's have fun today. Let's enjoy sports. And I will hopefully talk to you all tomorrow. Stay safe.